Hey guys, here reviewing Milwaukee RedStick level for the Home Depot Seeds program. Uh, this thing's this thing's super neat. I don't think if anyone had told me a couple years ago that I'd have a powered level, like literally something that not only has a built-in battery but can be charged against the wall, that I would have believed them. I'm pretty much a traditional guy, but when it comes to different construction projects, home improvement things, and helping friends around the house, or you'd be surprised at what you can use a level for. I have the range of them. I've got something that's 10 foot long. I have little line levels that, are just a couple inches. This one's only a 2 foot level, so a lot of you might be wondering, like, what are the values of having the 2 foot level? And realistically, the idea is that across a large enough span, you get a rough idea of what's going on. So this is neat because by itself, it's fairly powerful, mainly around the house, but also out in other projects. And when used in combination with another level, placed on top of it, so it's taking the measure of that longer level, you get all these added benefits. So, kind of first thing I have up here has built-in screen, has different options. This is our settings menu. I can look at things as an angle. I can look at a percentage. I can see what the inch you're going to drop off per foot. Same thing if I want to look across that in metric. I can look at the sensitivity that I care about. So I'm only looking about whole numbers, tenths, or hundredths. The longer you hang out with engineers, the more you see that we probably stay a lot more towards the hundredths. The tolerance. So if you're just getting to an area where you don't really care if you're within so many degrees, you can go ahead and set that, and it'll let you know when you're there. You can turn your sound off if you're within level or if you're within the range that you're targeting. And it gets louder, it gets more specific as you get closer to actually being on level. I don't use it, but I know a lot of guys around the site were enjoying it. And then there are a few other settings that we can look at. High contrast when you're set out in the middle of the day, power save mode if you're starting to run out of some energy, and kind of what have you. So that's okay. That's a kind of good part of the level. Get to the end there and exit the menu. There we go. Go ahead and pop out of it. Where it really kind of shines for me is not only having the display both top and bottom, which is fairly convenient, but it has the capability of pinning a certain measurement. I'm going to try and do this while holding level at the same time. So let's say the thing that I'm looking at, maybe I'm working at the capper of a fence. I'm kind of going up the grade of the land, and everything ends up being about 50 degrees. I can press this button to pin in 50 degrees as another reference point. So as I'm working on maintaining, maybe getting the fence to run at that particular degree as I'm going up the slope, well, now I have something just tagged in. It's going to let me know where I'm there. I can take this away. I can put this somewhere else. It's going to quickly help me get back to that measurement. And then to help me, like, maybe I'm on the other side of the fence. If I tap it twice, it just inverts it so I can go the other way. So, I mean, dollars to donuts. This is probably one of the coolest things that I've seen from the tool set I've been adding to my collection in just a little bit. I can add on a few extra pins. I can add on a few other areas. It's kind of the nice thing about it. But overall, this is just a very quality, solid piece of equipment. It's very heavy. Pros and cons to that, but for the added benefits, I definitely love it. It's bright. It's illuminated. You can see at different points. Very so happy that my floor here is level. That's not something that's common across my house. To this degree, most certainly. We've been bashing this thing around outside for a couple months now. I think you can just barely see that there's any marks anywhere on it. It's been in a rainstorm, literally torrential. We almost lost it down a fence pole hole rather. It just filled up with water and mud, and you'd have no idea. It's been super durable. I think I've only ever charged it once, and it only tells me everything's top-notch so far, but it's been on for quite some time. And then not only does it come with a nice handy manual, it also comes with a good quality carrying bag that kind of goes with it. So even though it's tough as nails, the bag gives you just something to make sure that not only is it convenient to get around, but it stays protected. So overall, I'm just surprised that I've even talked for 4 minutes about this level. But surprisingly cool, surprisingly effective, and surprisingly useful if you're looking at any place from maybe getting the measuring line of pictures going up your staircase to be just perfect without running one of those laser levels, running a line, or doing a lot of measurements. This thing's fantastic. If you're looking outside, you're looking across something, maybe a very long span, you need one of your 8-10 foot levels, you can just set this guy on top and it's going to let you know some of your specific measurements without having to get right down to it. And then almost everywhere else, any place you can use a level, this thing is pretty much set to jet, and it's become, across my levels, pretty much my favorite tool. So high endorsement. If you guys have any questions about it, you want me to try and do anything specific, let me know. Just drop something in the comments. Happy to respond back. But surprisingly fun little tool from Milwaukee here.